Hi there, Rick here. Um, Making a YouTube video on the garden, growing tomatoes. Um, so I got let's see, maybe about 15 tomato trees growing in my garden here, and this is what the tomato looks like. Okay, if it's grown organically. Okay, remember I use no chemicals. Okay. And if you wrap it up in newspaper for about 2 or 3 weeks, then it turns this color. See that really nice bright red color? Okay. And our tomatoes that we buy in the supermarket, okay, I think it comes up from Mexico, and they have to spray it with a chemical. If they don't, it just won't last the journey, okay, in the truck and the shelf life, okay. You do notice a big difference, okay, when you eat organic tomatoes compared to the tomatoes that you buy off the shelf in the supermarket. Um, the the organic tomato is just a lot more juicier. I noticed that there's more seeds in there, okay, and it almost has like a tangy taste to it. You really notice the difference between a tomato that was um, not grown organically and the one grown organically. Okay, um, so this is the one that I bought from the supermarket. Okay, if you notice, say the one that's um, the one that's grown organically is still, wow, a lot redder than the one bought at the supermarket here. Okay, and well, I noticed that tomatoes too. Okay, these were at No Frills. Okay, and it was the beef steak tomato. Okay, there's different variety of tomatoes, and it was $2.49 a pound. Okay, and I thought that was kind of expensive, so I picked up three of the tomatoes and weighed them, and then I calculated out the price. Okay, just for those three, well, big tomatoes. Okay, beef steak tomatoes at No Frills. Um, it was about $5. Okay, just for three tomatoes. Okay, at $2.49 a pound. Okay, and it worked out to about $1.70 each. Okay, um, I thought that was kind of expensive, but you have to remember, um, we have a kind of like inflation that has hit the city. Everything's very expensive now. Okay, even for the fruit that you buy, okay, you're almost paying like $1 each, for each fruit. Okay, and wow, I just told you about the tomato. Okay, it's well above $1 for a tomato, like $1.70, right? Um, of vegetables get thrown out every year because it just gets spoiled, either through the trip or from storage at the supermarket for too long. Okay, but even the vegetables. Okay, well, here in the city of Vancouver, um, a lot of vegetables and fruit, okay, get thrown out into the garbage bins. Okay, um, it doesn't take much to sometimes for a fruit or a vegetable to spoil. Okay, um, if it's um, exposed to, well, extreme hot temperature for even sometimes a short period of time, or cold temperature, right? It'll ruin the fruit or vegetable. Okay. Um, so behind me here, okay, you can see I have uh, some wood garden beds made out of 2x10. Okay. I built it this summer, and I plan to uh, make a make a miniature size greenhouse. Okay. Um, I plan to use a form of acrylic, okay? It's about a quarter. They have a couple of different types. I'm either going to use the one that's a quarter inch or a half inch in thickness, okay? This acrylic, I've used it before when I replaced some customers of mine, their awning cover, okay? Some of them are using acrylic, okay, over glass. I myself, I prefer the acrylic just because it's a lot easier to work with. It's a lot lighter, okay? Um, so another thing I was amazed about the tomatoes that I grew this summer too, okay? Um, Look how uniform the shape looks, okay? Because sometimes you get some really odd shaped ones. They just grow kind of funny a bit, but you know, they're actually very nice. Okay, this one's a little bit, uh, odd shaped a bit, okay? But most of them turned out quite nice, okay? And wow, look how big this one is. Okay. I think this was one of the biggest ones that came out from my garden actually. Okay. There's nothing wrong with picking it this early when it's green. Um, the reason why I say that is because when you wrap it up in the newspaper, okay, um, about 2 or 3 weeks, okay, it'll turn well very red like this, right? And I noticed too, well, the store bought um, tomato off the shelf, okay, it it's just not as juicy, okay, and rich tasting, okay, like the tomato grown in the garden, okay. Uh, Remember, I'm not using any chemicals, okay. Um, I think our tomatoes that we're buying here in the city of Vancouver, I think they're coming up from Mexico, and they're taking at least 2 weeks. Um, well, maybe not 2 weeks. I would say maybe 1 week, okay, to come up from Mexico. And they have to spray them with the chemical, otherwise they just won't survive the trip, okay. But I also too, I feel that the vegetables that we're eating off the shelf, okay, even the fruit, okay, um, I don't think it's um, as healthy for us, okay. Um, I don't think it's really hurting us, but um, that's being sprayed with chemicals, right? Sometimes we don't know the real long-term effects of how it has on our bodies, right? Things that are grown organically, okay, you do well, like I say, especially the tomatoes, okay, I do notice uh, you do notice a huge difference, okay, in the taste and quality of the fruit, right? My tomato plants, okay, um, I could see some of the leaves starting to die, okay. This one here was planted about um, a month afterwards. These two here on the side, okay, and well, you can see it's still very luscious green, okay, but the tomatoes on these ones here are still kind of small. I'm not sure if they can grow to size before uh, well before winter, okay, well before fall.